Hi, Grandpa Dan here with another remedy. And today's remedy is how to get rid of the congestion that you have when you're cold. All of us suffer from nasal congestion when we get colds, and we're all plugged up. We can't breathe, and we sound funny, and it's just tough, and we feel just awful. There are two solutions. The first of which I'm going to show you is the neti pot solution. And this is what a neti pot looks like. It's been around for about 300 years, and you can get a neti pot from almost any local health food store. Some Walmarts carry them, some Targets carry them, different places. Look around, and if you can find a neti pot, great. Otherwise, I'll give you the secondary solution. And each neti pot comes with a little spoon, and what that's for is so that you can prepare a nasal solution for nasal irrigation. And I keep my salt in an old 35 millimeter container. Any container will do. And what you do is you just get a scoop of salt, and what you do, and I'm going to pretend like I'm doing this for real, but I'm not over a sink, so bear with me. And what you do is you take and you pour that salt into your neti pot, and then you open up your water tap and get some nice, warm, lukewarm water. And lukewarm to me means that it's tepid, that it has a nice feel to it as you run the water over your fingers, so it's not too hot and it's not too cold, because you don't want any hot water in your nose, you don't want cold water in your nose, and most of all, you want water that has salt in it. If it doesn't have salt in it, it will burn your nose. And that's why we use the measure. It's just a pinch of salt, just a small amount of salt is all it takes. And then when you have the water and salt in there, you cover the snout of the neti pot with your thumb, and then you put your hand over the top of it and you shake it until you get the water and the salt mixed, and now you have a nice saline solution. Next step is to find out which one of your nostrils is dominant. Just snort on your fingers and you'll quickly find out which one is dominant. And in my case, it's this one right here. And so now I'm on top of the sink. I've got this thing and me centered right over the drain. And what all I do is I tip my head to the side and I introduce this nice warm water into my nose, and it goes up over the bridge of my nose and down into the drain. So what I effectively have done is I have given the bacteria that's accumulated in my nose to the drain. And I flush the sink and I flush the drain. And then I make sure that I have enough saline solution so I can reverse the process. And by now, what's happened is that I've blown my nose and I've got a tissue full of gunk. I've discarded that. And now I introduce this to the other side and I repeat the process. And once I've done that, I have what is commonly known in my family as blessed relief. I feel so good, I wonder why I didn't learn this long ago. That's why I want to share this with you, because it's effective, it works, and it's just charming. And the whole idea in getting rid of a cold is to get rid of the bacteria in a cold. Now this dumps a large amount of the bacteria that we accumulate once we catch a cold. We have all this bacteria that invades our bodies, and the center of action is right here in our nostrils. But we have bacteria that goes into our eustachian tubes and into our chest and that sort of thing. We have a chest cold and we have congestion there. So the next thing I want to do is, before I teach you the secret on how to get rid of all of the rest of it, is show you the alternative. And all you have to do is, if you can't find an neti pot, go down to the drugstore and get a bottle that says saline solution. I'll hold it up here so that you can see that it says saline solution. Don't get something that has decongestant in it, because that's bad for your brain. And people have learned that these decongestants are causing problems later in life, and some people say that it contributes to Alzheimer's, and I'll tell you that I don't want that either. I don't want a cold, I don't want Alzheimer's, I don't want any trouble. I just want to lead a trouble-free life. That's why I bring you these remedies. This is a cute one. Here's how you do it. You unscrew the cap, You squirt this stuff into the dominant nostril, you blow your nose, then you repeat the process on the other side. You keep it back and forth until you've irrigated your nose as best as possible. This is not quite as effective as a neti pot, but in a pinch, it's okay. So I keep one of these in the car in case I need something in the car. And it's not a bad idea to have one or two of these things around. Now, let's go into as some people say, the rest of the story. Now, there's a secret on how you can get rid of the rest of the bacteria in your body, because it not only is contained in this part of your head, but it invades into your ears, it invades into your chest, and there's a way to do that. And that's all contained in another video. And if you look at the very bottom of this screen, you will see a link that links you to the secret.